All right, now we're going to talk about one of the most important pieces, frothing milk. As I said in the espresso video, anybody can pull a shot. That's not difficult, but frothing milk is really the heart and soul of your coffee shop and your latte, especially, and this is where you're going to get that latte art, the foam that will make the latte art if that's important to you. But we need to understand the process of how this works. So what we have here is a steam wand. They come with different numbers of holes in it, but this one happens to have 6. If we haven't used it in a while, it will have water in there. It'll condensate. So when we get ready to steam milk, we just want to purge it out and purge it down so you don't spray yourself in the belly with all of it. So there's a couple different types of milk you can use. Whole milk is, honestly, it's the best. It's fairly cheap. It's readily available, and it froths really, really well. 2% will froth slightly less well than that, and then we get into and then you have half and half as well, or even whole cream, heavy cream. You can froth those too. Certain drinks like brevets are made with half and half instead of other types of milk, so just an important part for recipes. Then you get into your non-dairy milks, so your oat milk, your almond milk, those two are the most popular. You can do like a soy milk or a coconut milk, but those don't froth hardly at all, and they're really hard to get right. So most people will settle for an oat milk or an almond milk and enjoy that if that's what they need. Okay, so let's talk about how to froth milk, but first we're going to talk about the wand placement, okay? So this is our frothing pitcher. There's a couple different sizes you can get, and I'm sure you should at least have one this size, which is 590 milliliters, or about, 16 ounces? Or there's a bigger one that's about 20 ounces, 24 ounces. So you should have at least one of each. What we're gonna wanna do, if this is our steam wand, okay, we wanna put the steam wand up against the spout, and then we're gonna come down and over, okay? So what that means is if we're making quadrants here, right? So if we have this and this as our quadrants, we want our steam wand in this quadrant right below the surface of the water, or the surface of the milk, okay? So on the steam wand, that's gonna look like right up against, this is to start, okay, right up against the steam wand. We're gonna come down till it's level with the counter, and then we're gonna come over just a little bit. What that's gonna do is give you a nice whirlpool, okay? So it's gonna mix everything together as we're incorporating heat and air into this. So, don't be afraid of the steam wand. You control the steam wand, and you control what's happening to the milk as we're doing it. So there's an important sound that happens, or there are several sounds that happens when we're steaming milk. One is the scream. If you've ever been to a coffee shop and you hear that really high-pitched scream coming from the steam wand, it's because they're not letting air into it. So if your milk is screaming, I'll show you how to fix that, but we shouldn't want that sound. What we do want is kind of that sucking sound, and that is called stretching. You control how much, and that's where you're making foam. You control how much foam is made, not the machine, and it'll determine where your hand placement is. Okay, come on over here. Okay, we're gonna have one hand on the handle, and we're gonna have one hand underneath. And that is so we can tell when it's done, okay? So as we said before, we're gonna go up against, come down, and over. Now, as you can, or go ahead and look in there, as you can see, the head of the steam wand is just below the surface of the milk, okay? You can see there's kind of that line there where the head is. We're gonna go just there. Good, stay right there, Kiana. Now we're gonna turn this on. That's kind of the screaming, but there, now we just incorporated some air. So we're just gonna let this go. And my hand is on the bottom. When it's about the temperature of my hand, I can stop stretching, and I'll come back up just a little bit, and we're gonna let it whirlpool until it's about too hot to touch, and then we'll turn it off, okay? At this point, it's very important to wipe your steam wand down and purge it so that you don't have residual milk up in there. So When you're done, you can, if you got some bubbles, you can tap it, and that'll get rid of the bubbles. But we have this nice, go ahead. We have this nice foam here, and it should be about the consistency of paint. And the real test is called the jiggle test. So we're gonna pour this into here, and we're gonna form a meniscus, which means we're gonna get higher than the edge. We're gonna come down here, and we're gonna jiggle it, and it shouldn't overflow. That's the texture you're looking for, okay? Steaming milk and frothing milk is it is a skill, and it takes time to practice it. Once you have the kind of the muscle memory, then it gets a lot easier. But don't be afraid to take a gallon of milk and just do it over and over and over again. Try it different ways so you can feel what the stretching feels like. You can feel how fast it goes, so you know how much time you have. And so it takes some time to go through and figure out what your steaming style will be. Certain drinks, so this whole process will be great for a latte. It'll be great for a chai. But if you're making a cappuccino, as you'll see in our cappuccino video, you want to stretch longer. So you'll actually use less milk and stretch for longer to get more foam, because a cappuccino is espresso, some steamed milk, but then mostly foam. So that's the important thing. So go out and steam some milk, have some fun.